Hello, in this video I'm going to show you how to press your loose eyeshadows into little pans so you can have pressed eyeshadows and make your own palette. This color I'm pressing is from the EZ Prez. It's called Exiled from Eden, and I'm using EZ Prez pressing medium from Coastal Scents. So I'm going to add about 14 drops. That was 12. I'm actually just going to stop there. And I'm using, you can use like a little toothpick. This is a flosser, but it has a toothpick on the end of it. And I'm just going to mix that up, the liquid with the powder. So you just have to, if you have a short little jar like that, you just have to be careful so that you don't push the product out of the jar. Or you can transfer to a bigger jar to make it a little bit easier. Sorry, I'm gonna back up a little so you can see what I'm doing better. I'm just gonna add a couple of drops of alcohol now because I want this to be pretty liquidy, and that adding too much EZ Prez would make it too oily. So that's why I'm adding the rest of the liquid. It's going to be alcohol. And my alcohol is 70% alcohol. So my kind of rule of thumb, sorry, this is like, the camera's not capturing it, but my rule of thumb is I get it to be kind of nice and clumpy and with the EZ Prez, and then the rest of the way I will do alcohol. So if it's a little bit too powdery, like in this case, I'm just going to add just a couple of drops of EZ Prez. Usually I found that it took me about 14 drops with most of my eyeshadows. And these jars aren't really the best for mixing because the EZ Prez, they don't do sifters in their jars. So it's kind of like full to the brim. So it's kind of crumbly now. I'm just going to add a couple of drops of alcohol. So there's really not like a lot of space to mix in the jar. So if you have eyeshadow like that that's filled to the brim, you might want to transfer it to a bigger jar. I lost a little crumb there. Like that. And a couple more drops of alcohol. I like it to be the consistency where it sticks together. There we go, how it's doing now. It clumps together almost in one big clump. Like that, if you can see that. And I'm just gonna dump that out into the pan. And you can kind of scrape off the edges there to get all of the product. Alright, let me show you. This is my little pan here with the stuff in it. So now I'm just going to press with my finger to distribute it in the pan, so it's not like a, one chunk and then a bunch of the pan is empty. I'm just gonna kind of press down, and a little bit is sticking to my hand, but not too much. I just don't want to have any large gaps, because when you press down, it'll kind of even the eyeshadow out anyways. Here's what it looks like right now. All right, let's see if I can capture this on camera. Here we go. So here's my little pan. I am putting it underneath this paper towel here. And then I'm taking, you can take like a quarter. I'm taking a little jar because it's like the exact size of the pan. And I'm pressing that down like that. So a lot of the liquid is going to come out. So you want to do this a bunch of times to get most of the liquid out. And in case of the EZ Prez, a lot of that is oil. So you don't want your eyeshadow to be too oily, and that's, or you might actually want it to be kind of more creamy, in which case you'd want to use almost all EZ Prez versus the alcohol, how I did there. So you can see there's a lot. I made mine really liquidy. A lot of people leave it so it's sort of crumbly, but I find it easier to work with if it makes like one big clump, just because I can just take that clump and dump it into my pan. So that's why it's taking me a bunch of times to get all of that liquid out. All right, so now barely any liquid is coming out, so it's, I would say it's pretty good. And here's what it looks like in the little pan. So that is how I am pressing my pigments, and I just wanted to show you. Thank you for watching.